we're back. Welcome back to Let's Talk again. I'm your host, John Ardolino, and today we're going to talk about Planet X. And again, anything else you guys want to talk about, if you guys send me a message. At the end of each video, you'll see my email. You can email me there, or you can leave a comment, and we'll talk about whatever you like. Planet X was discovered back in the early 1900s. Believe it or not, even before that, there was a theory about the celestial bodies that were further out from our moon and whatnot around the same time that Neptune was discovered. In fact, the discovery of Nibiru, because that's its actual name, was because of what they call NTPs. They're Neptunian transient particles. Now, these particles make it sound like they're small things. They're not. They are actually planet-sized mini planets, right? But they're so small you can't inhabit them or anything else like that. The largest of these would be kind of like the largest of these would be like Pluto, right? But the Pluto is big enough, obviously, to, I know they said it's not a planet, but it's a planet. Anyway, the movements of these things, okay, they were not in the same orbit as the rest of the planets and such like that. The larger planets that orbit the sun and these particles that orbit Neptune were getting pulled in different directions. And this is what caused people to say, okay, scientists to say, astronomers especially, okay, obviously there's another celestial body out there that is causing a gravitational pull to pull them elsewhere. So then they, as time progressed and whatnot, they were able to have a telescope. Now there's, I think, 4 telescopes in the world that can actually see Nibiru. But they were able to actually look at it and see the celestial body. And finally, within the last year, they were able to get pictures of it so they can actually see it. So it does exist. I know that if you go online, they're going to say, oh, Planet X doesn't exist. It's blah, blah, blah. It's crap, whatever. It's not. It's there. And the only difference is, and this I have talked to my guy Brown over at Caltech. He was one of the founders of it. And originally he had called it Planet Xena. Now they call it Planet X. Its actual name is Nibiru, and it coincides with the tablets of Enki. Now, that's where we're going to start getting into what Nibiru is all about. Nibiru is a planet that our creators, now I know this is going to sound far-fetched because with the second I say the word alien, everybody wants to run. Everything came from something. Everything evolved from something. Everything was created from something. Okay? I mean, think about it. We've cloned sheep. We've cloned people. We've created things ourselves. We've created viruses that are so absolutely destructive they can destroy the entire Earth. Thankfully, they haven't been, let loose, but they do exist because we created them. So it's not so far-fetched to contemplate that we, as human beings, were created for a purpose as well. So around 450,000 years ago, a race from Nibiru was having an issue with their planet. Now, this story, and I use the term story loosely because it is in the annals of our history. From the tablets of Enki that were found in Iraq, okay, which was originally Mesopotamia. Iraq was originally Mesopotamia. A scribe wrote down the words of his lord, Enki, who was written in cuneiform. Now, these tablets were written over 15,000 years ago. The history of mankind, as per most scientists and most professors and such, only started around 4,500 years ago with the Egyptians and obviously the Sumerians and such like that. However, human history goes much, much, much further back than that. I'm not talking Neanderthals. I'm talking about, people just like you and me that were able to be forward thinkers, scientists, writers, poets, people that had a real purpose in life. I wanted to show you guys the orbital pathway. I'm not going to get too much into the Anunnaki today. I just wanted to touch on it because I want you guys to understand what Nibiru is and, the impact of it. Now, there's a theory about Nibiru colliding with Earth. That's not the way it happens. What happens is its orbital pathway takes it between Earth and Mars. Now, every time this happens, it's roughly around 3,650 years. Every time it happens, the issues with the planets cause some kind of tectonic shift on either planet that either cause it to have some kind of apocalyptic effect or have some kind of, just a whole Earth pandemic kind of issue. The last time we had the flood, and every single culture in the world has a flood story, and it all comes from the same area, and the same story, and that's because not only did it happen, but this was the reason why. Prior to that, the time before that, Mars was originally around, not as long as we think it was ago, roughly about 9,000 years ago. Mars was a beautiful, inhabitable planet that was very similar to Earth, that you could live on, breathe the air, had vegetation. And there's proof of that as well that I'll get into with you guys later. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to attempt to try and show you guys the orbital map of Nibiru. At the end of the video, I'm going to try to incorporate it into the thing. I'm still getting used to doing all this stuff with the video chats and such like that. But like I said, as soon as I can go live, this will be a little bit easier, so that way I can actually show you guys some things and share my screen and whatnot, and it'll be a little easier. But I'm waiting for YouTube to give me a chance to do that. Anyway, like I said, hit the subscribe button and the bell button, and keep coming back. I'll give you guys whatever. We'll talk. Like I said, we'll talk about whatever you guys want. We'll touch base on anything you guys want. I'm going to continue to give you guys my information based on my research, and we'll go from there. Until next time, guys, be good.